Hello students, welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be taking you through one of the poems from 10th standard second language English textbook. You can turn your attention to page number 176 of your textbook, and the poem is titled Off to Outer Space Tomorrow Morning. It's written by Norman Nicholson. And before we begin the poem, there is a pre-reading activity given. Imagine that you have planned to trek alone in one of the dense forests next Sunday. What would be your emotions before trekking? Can you write a letter to your friend expressing your feelings? And you can include some of the feelings like excitement, apprehension, eagerness, doubt, enthusiasm, confidence, readiness. Now, what do you think? Imagine you are going on a trekking, and it's a dense forest, and you're going alone. There will be a lot of emotions, right? A lot of feelings will be there. Okay, at first, maybe there will be an apprehension. You'll be worried about something, what may happen tomorrow. Okay, when I go on trekking all alone, there'll be an apprehension. At the same time, there will be eagerness, a lot of excitement, and you will be happy, joyful. There'll be different moods. And what would be your response? You can think of that. And in this poem also, the emotions are different. It's a different poem, maybe from other poems. Norman Nicholson here is expressing his emotions on going to outer space the next morning. He is getting ready to go to outer space the next morning. I'll read the poem for you once. Pay attention to it very clearly. Off to outer space tomorrow morning. You can start the countdown. You can take a last look. You can pass me my helmet from its plastic hook. You can cross out my name from the telephone book, for I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. There won't be any calendar. There won't be any clock. Daylight will be on the switch and winter under lock. I'll doze when I am sleepy and wake without a knock, for I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. I'll be writing no letters. I'll be posting no mail, for with nobody to visit me and not a friend in hail. In solitary confinement, as complete as any jail, I'll be off to outer space tomorrow morning. When my capsule door is sealed and my space flight has begun, with the teacups circling round me like the planets round the sun, I'll be center of my gravity, a universe of one, setting off to outer space tomorrow morning. You can watch on television and follow from afar, tracking through your telescope my upward shooting star. But you needn't think I'll give a damn for you or what you are when I'm off to outer space tomorrow morning. And when the rockets thirst me on my transgalactic hope, with 2,000 light years before the first stop, then you and every soul on earth can go and blow your top, for I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. What do you think of the poem now? There is a lot of enthusiasm because this is an adventurous activity. He is going to outer space the very next day, morning, and he speaks out of jubilation. Okay, when we think of the tone of the poem, we should understand the tone of the poem primarily is jubilation. Poet is talking out of happiness. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಕವಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. But at the same time, there is an underlying humor. When we think of the tone of the poem, there is jubilation or happiness, and at the same time, there is underlying humor. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಂಗ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. But the primary tone of the poem is jubilation itself. How can you say that? If you observe all the stanzas in the poem, all stanzas end with the same line, I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. When do you repeat some expressions like this? Especially when you are very happy, when you are very much excited, you repeat the same lines many times. And now the poet also does the same thing. Let's begin the poem. You can start the countdown. You can take a last look. What does the poet say here? Poet says, you can start the countdown. Before we launch a rocket, you must have watched on televisions. Before we launch a rocket, we start countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. And when 0 is counted, a rocket will be launched. Right? You must have watched on TV. You can start the countdown because I am going to outer space tomorrow morning. You can start countdown now itself. And then he says, you can take a last look. Why does the poet say so? You can take a last look. There is one thing we should understand in this poem. Okay, the poet is doubtful of his return if at all he goes to the outer space. He goes to outer space the next morning, but he is doubtful of his return. He doesn't know, he is not sure if he returns or not. And when he is not sure of his return, he tells others, you can take a last look at me. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬಾರಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. Why? Because I may not return. And then he says, you can pass my helmet from its plastic hook. We know the space flight, in the space flight, these astronauts, they put on their helmets, right? You must have seen astronauts, they put on helmets. And here he tells, you can pass me my helmet from its plastic hook. My helmet is on plastic hook, and you can pass me that helmet from the plastic hook. You can cross out my name from the telephone book. You don't need my number to contact me anymore because I'm going to outer space tomorrow. ನಾಳೆ ನಾನು ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಕಾರಣ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಮೆ ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್, ನಾನು ಹಿಂತಿರುಗಿ ಬರುವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ book. ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, you can just cross out my name from the telephone book because you don't need my number anymore. Because you are not going to contact me anymore. Because I'm off to outer space tomorrow morning. Yake? I'm going to outer space the next morning. And then when we come to the second stanza, the poet tells, there won't be any calendar, there won't be any clock. Daylight will be on the switch and winter under lock. The poet says there is no need for calendar or clock there in space. Why? Because there is no change in seasons. There is no change in time, in space. It's unlike Earth. ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋ ಥರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ವಿ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೈಮ್ or we do not have time or seasons. Therefore, there is no need for calendar and there is no need for clock in space. And then again he continues, daylight will be on the switch and winter under lock. So what is there in space? Okay, here we have change from day to night and night to day. Alwa? Ratri hagul namalli ide ಇವತ್ತು, ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲಿದೆ. But when we think of space, in space there is light always. You should understand that. In space there is light always, but light is not visible because space doesn't have an atmosphere like Earth. And light is visible only when an object reflects the light. But there is no object to reflect the light also. That is why the poet here tells, daylight will be on the switch. How? They regulate, astronauts, they regulate their day and night with artificial lighting. So daylight will be on the switch. If I put the lights on, it will be day. When I put it off, it will be night. And the winter under lock. We have change in weather here on Earth, right? We have summer, winter, a rainy season. But when we think of space, there is no change in seasons. It's always chilly there. It's always cold there. And that is why he says winter under lock. If at all you have a question, why does the poet say that there is no need for calendar or clock in space? What would be your answer? Your answer should be there is no time in space and there is no change in seasons also. For this reason, calendars and clocks are useless in space. I hope you understood. Have you understood? Shall we move on to the next line? He says, I'll doze when I am sleepy and wake without a knock. When do you sleep? You sleep usually night. Some of you sleep even during class hours. If the class is boring, you sleep, right? But usually we sleep at night. We don't sleep during daytime. We sleep at night. But in space, there is no day or night there in space. When does the poet sleep then? The poet here says, I'll doze. Doze means sleep. I sleep when I am sleepy. When I feel sleepy, I sleep. And I wake up without a knock. Nobody is there to knock at my door. Maybe if we sleep for a long time, our mother comes or our father comes and knocks at our door. But here, nobody is there to knock at the door. I wake up without a knock because it is space. Because it is space, it's not on earth. There is no change of day and night in space. It is created artificially. So the poet here tells, I'll doze when I am sleepy and wake without a knock because I am going to outer space tomorrow morning. And now moving on to the next stanza, poet tells, I'll be writing no letters, I'll be posting no mail, for with nobody to visit me and not a friend in hail. So the poet says, I'll not be writing any letters to you. I'll not be writing or posting any mail. Why? Why doesn't the poet write a letter or why doesn't he post a mail? What is the reason for that? The reason for that is he doesn't have any friend there in space. Does he have any friend in space? No, he is going all alone, doesn't have a friend in space. If he doesn't have a friend in space, if he doesn't have a close friend to visit him, then there is no need for writing letters or no need for posting a mail. Okay, here we need to understand one thing. Because in the next line, the poet says, in solitary confinement. We need to think of one thing here. What is that? Okay, in the previous lesson maybe, Science and Hope of Survival, you studied science as something constructive or protective. But when we think of this particular poem, I told you there is a sense of humor in this poem. So the poet is indirectly telling us science and scientific inventions sometimes spoils human relationships also. We can see in our society today, human relationships are lost. How? Take for example mobile. If a guest comes home, children will be playing in mobile. They look at the guest's face and just say hi and immediately forget, and they will be doing something on their mobile. Human relationships are lost because of scientific inventions. So the poet says, I'll be writing no letters, I'll be posting no mail because I do not have anybody to contact there in space. I do not have a friend to contact me in space. And how does he feel? He feels as if he is in solitary confinement, as complete as any jail. Just as somebody is put inside a jail. Solitary means loneliness, all alone, loneliness, obbantiganagiruvanthadu. Confinement means imprisonment. He feels as if he is in solitary confinement. ಒಬ್ಬಂಟಿಗನಾಗಿ ಜೈಲಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವ ಕವಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. Why? Because he doesn't have a friend to meet him. There is no friend to meet him. There is nobody for him to write a letter to. ಅವ ಪತ್ರ ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಅವನಿಗಿಲ್ಲ. So he feels himself to be in solitary confinement. So the poet here tells, in solitary confinement, as complete as any jail. So if he goes to outer space the next morning, what will be his experience? He remains all alone in space as if he is confined in a jail. Now coming to the next stanza, I hope you have understood this stanza. Coming to the next stanza, when my capsule door is sealed and my space flight has begun, with the teacups circling round me like the planets round the sun. When my capsule door is sealed, what is a capsule? What is a capsule? It's given there. The meaning of capsule is given. Part of the spacecraft that separates from the main rocket. It's a cabin where astronauts sit. Capsule is a cabin where astronauts sit. And once the rocket reaches the space, that will be separated from the main rocket. ಆ ರಾಕೆಟ್ನಿಂದ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೋನಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ವೆನ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ಯೂಲ್ ಡೋರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೀಲ್ಡ್ and my space flight has begun. When the door of my capsule is sealed and when my space journey or space flight has begun, ನನ್ನ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶಯಾನ ಶುರುವಾಗುವಾಗ, with the teacups circling round me like the planets round the sun. You must have seen, you know about also solar system, right? Okay. Sun is the center and other planets, they circle round the sun. They circle round the sun. That is what we see in our solar system. But when the poet goes to the outer space, what happens there? He will create a universe for himself. And then he says the teacups will circle round him like the planets round the sun. He remains the center of gravity. Imagine, again, our solar system, sun is the center of gravity and all other planets circle round the sun, right? Similarly, when the poet goes to outer space, ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಕವಿಯು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೋನಾಟ್ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? He becomes the center of gravity. The center of gravity will be the poet himself or the astronaut himself, and the teacups circle round him. Why do these teacups circle round the poet? ಹೇಗೆ teacups ಅವನ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೇಗೆ? Can you guess? Because there is no gravitational force. Here we have gravitational force on earth, right? If you drop something up, it comes down. ಏನನ್ನಾದರೂ ನಾವು ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಎಸೆದರೆ ಅದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? Because earth has a gravitational force. But in space, there is no gravitational force. And that is why the teacups circle round him. ಅವನ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಸುತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಯಾವು? Teacups ಅವನ ಸುತ್ತ ಸುತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. And he becomes the center of gravity. He says, I will be center of my gravity and a universe of one. The poet here or the astronaut here or the speaker here creates a universe for himself and he becomes the center of gravity. Look at the way how indirectly poet hints at self-centeredness of human beings. Alva? ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾರ್ಥಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಇವಾಗ. He thinks only about himself. He says he creates a universe of one. People do not have time to think about others. What is the main reason for all these things? Scientific developments. It is true that there is jubilation. ಕವಿಯು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. Yes? He is telling all these things out of joy, out of happiness. But at the same time, we should understand one thing, that he is ironically commenting at the present society. People are becoming self-centered, more and more self-centered. He says, I will be center of my gravity. When he goes to space, he creates a universe of one or universe of himself, and he becomes the center of gravity, setting off to outer space tomorrow morning. It is true that he is very much enthusiastic, he is very much joyful because he is going to outer space. But we can also see irony here. ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ವ್ಯಂಗ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. I hope you understood, right? Shall we move on to the next stanza? What does the poet say in the next stanza? The poet says, you can watch on television and follow from afar, tracking through your telescope my upward shooting star. You can watch on television. See, when a rocket is launched, we get all information on television. We can keep watching the television the movement of the rocket. It is only It is only to certain distance. What happens afterwards? You can watch on television and follow from afar. ದೂರದಿಂದ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ನೀವು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಟೆಲಿವಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ. You can watch on television and follow from afar. You can track me through your telescope, my upward shooting star. What do you mean by upward shooting star? Upward shooting star ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Rocket. Upward shooting star means rocket. You can track through your telescope. What is telescope? Duradarshaka. You can track through your telescope my upward shooting star. When we cannot see the rocket through our bare eyes, what do we use then? We use the telescope in order to see the rocket which is shooting upwards. So the poet here tells, you can watch on television and follow me from afar. You can track through your telescope my upward shooting star. You can do all these things. When I go to the space, when my rocket shoots upwards, you can watch me on television. You can even track me through your telescope. But poet tells something else here. But you needn't think I'll give a damn for you or what you are. Look at this. What is the meaning of this? You needn't think I'll give a damn for you or what you are. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? Don't think I care for you. I'm not going to care for you. I will not care for what you are. He remains indifferent to rest of the people. He becomes indifferent to rest of the people. People are eagerly watching him, but he tells, when I go to the space, I will not care for you. When I go to the space, I will not care for what you are. That is where I told human relationships are lost. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕವಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಬ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮಾನವೀಯ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ಕಳೆದು ಹೋಗಿವೆ ಎಂಬಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ನೀಡಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ when I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. Because when he goes to outer space, he creates a universe for himself. There is nobody else, not even a friend there in space for the speaker. He creates a universe for himself. And in the last stanza, poet tells something else. What is that? And when the rockets thrust me on my transgalactic hope, with 2,000 light years before the first stop, then you and every soul on earth can go and blow your top, for I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. And when the rockets thrust me on my transgalactic hope, he is going to space in a rocket. When the rockets thrust me, what is the meaning of thrust? Thrust anta helidre push. When my rocket pushes me on my transgalactic hope. What do you mean by transgalactic? Transgalactic means across the galaxies. Across the galaxies. When my rocket pushes me across the galaxies, when I cross the galaxy and go to a far distance, with 2,000 light years before the first stop, how far does he go? He goes 2,000 light years. He goes 2,000 light years. How much is 1 light year? Does anybody know here? How much is 1 light year? Okay, 1 light year is equal to 9.46 trillion kilometers. 9.46 trillion kilometers. Then you may have a doubt. How much is 1 trillion? How much is 1 trillion? 1 trillion is equal to 1 lakh crore. 1 trillion is equal to 1 lakh crore. Then how much is 1 light year? 1 light year is equal to 9.46 lakh crores. 9.46 lakh crores. It's too much. But here it is not 1 light year. He goes 2,000 light years far away from the earth. How much is 2,000? 2,000 means 2,000. 2,000 means 2,000. The poet or the speaker here in his rocket moves 2,000 light years. It's a very far distance. You cannot even imagine. He flies in his rocket 2,000 light years from the earth. Then he says, then you and every soul on earth can go and blow your top. When I go such a long distance from the earth, what will happen to the entire humanity here on earth? Till now, what were they doing? Yeah, they were watching the rocket on their television, the movement of rocket on their television. ಇಷ್ಟವರೆಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ರಾಕೆಟನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ಟೆಲಿವಿಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. And after that they started tracking the rocket through their telescope. ನಂತರ ಅವರು ಯಾವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಟೆಲಿಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅಥವಾ ದೂರದರ್ಶಕದ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ರಾಕೆಟನ್ನು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. And later the poet now reaches space. He goes 2,000 light years far away from the earth. ಅಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ these people on earth lose connection with the speaker, astronaut. What will happen to them then? The poet here tells, then you and every soul on earth can go and blow your top. What do you mean by blow your top? Blow your top means explode in anger. ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. So you, the reader, and every soul on earth, rest of the people here on earth, you will become angry for two reasons, maybe for two reasons. One, you cannot track me anymore. Two, you miss out a chance to go to space like me. ನನ್ನ ಥರ ಸ್ಪೇಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವ ಕಾರಣ, ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನು ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ನಾನು ಸಂಚರಿಸಿದ ಕಾರಣ. So here he tells, when the rockets thrust me on my transgalactic hope, when I am pushed across the galaxies with 2,000 light years before the first stop, when I go nearly 2,000 light years from the earth, ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು 2,000 ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ವರ್ಷಗಳು ದೂರ ನಾನು ಸಂಚರಿಸುವಾಗ, you and every soul on earth can go and blow your top. ನೀವಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ every soul on earth can go and blow your top. You explode in anger because you miss out a chance to go to space like this speaker. And then poet again tells, I am off to outer space tomorrow morning. So as I told you, the tone of the poem is a tone of jubilation. Poet is very much eager to go to space. He is very happy and eager to go to space. So the primary tone of the poem is jubilation. But at the same time, there is an underlying humor in the poem. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಂಗ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ವ್ಯಂಗ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಏನದು? ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ people on this earth away from each other. We are crowded in a society. We are crowded in a society, but still we feel loneliness. Even if we are in the midst of hundreds of people, thousands of people, sometimes we feel loneliness because nobody will care for us. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸೋರು ಯಾರೂ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Nobody will care for us. And that is why there will be a loneliness experienced in every individual, in every person. So there is an underlying irony also, or underlying humor also in the poem. And I touched a few questions also, few questions and answers here when I taught you this poem. Maybe from the second stanza, why does the poet think that calendars and clocks are useless? What is the answer for that? Calendars and clocks are useless according to the poet because there is no change in day or night in space, and there is no change in seasons also. Or you can even come to the next stanza. You can think of a question like, the speaker has a feeling that he is imprisoned. Why do you think so? Why does the poet feel that he is imprisoned? The answer will be, what is the answer? Can you guess the answer? What is the answer? Yes, the answer is, he doesn't have anybody to visit him in space, neither he has a friend for him in space. Therefore, he doesn't write any letters to anybody, neither does he post any mails. So, he feels himself to be in solitary confinement. So, 2 or 3 questions you can expect from this poem. I hope you understood. Have you understood? Okay, read the poem again, try to understand it better. Good luck.